Hello and welcome back, and in this video we're going to be creating our drawing area view. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's mark the start of our views. So this is where we're going to have all the views, and we're going to start with our drawing area view. This is going to conform to the view protocol, and we're going to start with a binding. Okay, and this binding is going to be for our view model, and our view model is Fireworks view model. Okay, then we're going to create, first thing we're going to create is our geometry reader. Inside that, we're going to start with a Z stack. You want to make sure that the entire screen is black. So we're going to say color dot black dot ignore safe area. Okay, and we want to make sure that all the safe areas are ignored. All right, then we're gonna basically start the drawing. So we're gonna say if the view model is drawing. Okay, if it is drawing, then we're gonna basically create a V stack, and we're gonna put a spacer here and a text view, which is going to be draw a path with your finger. Let's set the font as headline, foreground style as white color, some padding. Let's set the background, and we're going to set the background as color dot black with opacity value of 0.7. Okay, we're going to set the corner, actually instead of corner radius, we're going to say clip shape dot rect see. Okay, radius 10. All right, then we're gonna have a spacer with frame, and let's give it a height of 100 points. Okay, right underneath when we have checked for is drawing, now underneath this we're gonna create our custom path shape. So custom path shape. Let's go ahead and pass all the points from view model. So view model dot path points. Okay, and we're gonna pass. We're gonna actually create our stroke. So instead of filling this, we're gonna create a stroke with view model dot is drawing. If it is drawing, then we're gonna put this with a color of gray color. Okay, and otherwise if it's not drawing, that means it's ready to burn and somebody has clicked on the start of the animation. We want to say color dot brown dot opacity 0.5, and we'll also set the line width as 3 points for this one. Okay, so this is your drawn point, the one that you draw. Let's see, what is clip shape? There we go, corner radius 10. Perfect. Now if the view is not drawing, then we want to show our custom shape of the fuse effect. So we want to say if the view model is not drawing, so view model dot is drawing. Okay, in that case we're gonna first create a Z stack, and then we're gonna have our custom path shape. Okay, and custom path shape, once again it takes points, and points are gonna come from view model dot path points. I'm going to copy this because we're going to have this a few of these, and then we're going to apply trim. Okay, and trim from is going to be 1 minus, because we are going negative direction. So 1 minus view model dot fuse progress, and we're gonna go to 1, like, you know, basically the finished state. Okay, we're gonna set the stroke with color dot yellow, the first layer. Opacity is gonna be 0.5, and we are actually doing this so we can have like a nice glow effect. So line width is gonna be 8, and we're gonna blur this. So blur radius is going to be 4. You can increase that if you want to try out a different value. Then we're going to have our, once again, on the top of this custom path, there's going to be another custom path, and this custom path is going to follow, actually it's going to follow everything. So let me go ahead and copy this. The changes are going to be basically on the color first. So it's going to be an orange color, 0.7 opacity, line width is going to be 5, blur is going to be 2. Then your main shape that sits on the top is just going to have the stroke with orange color, and this one is not going to have any opacity, with the line width of 3. Okay, so it's going to create so if you look at this, there is this sort of like a glow effect, and at the very center is where your orange color is, where it shows, like, you know, the main lit up line, or like, you know, path. That's what, like, you know, the last one, color dot orange, is gonna be. Okay, now once we have our is drawing custom shape complete, now we want to create another if block, and we want to make sure that we are showing the flame view, which is, like, you know, that burning flame at the right point. So if not view model is drawing, so drawing has been completed, and view model dot fuse progress is less than 1.0, that means, like, you know, the fuse has started. In that case, we are going to call something called a flame view. Okay, flame view is going to be a custom view. So let me go ahead and create that view right here. There we go, and we call this flame view, and let's go ahead and remove this, and just a text view for now. All right, so we're gonna have the flame view, gonna set its frame with width and height, width of 20 points and height of 30 points, and then we're gonna position it based on view model dot get current burning position. Okay, and this is where, like, you know, we were gonna use this custom function, which actually keeps a track of where the current path has, like, you know, being lit up already, and that's the position where we're gonna show this flame. Okay, and right underneath we're gonna create another if block to show the explosion, the fireworks. So if view model dot show explosion is true, then we want to for each into the view model dot particles, and for each particle what we want to display is a circle with fill, or let's set the foreground style, because we can actually take advantage of gradient. So particle dot color dot gradient, we're gonna set the frame width and height. So width is gonna be particle dot size and particle dot size for the width and height. Position is going to be where the particle's position is, so particle dot position, and then opacity is particle dot opacity. All right, so this is when the firework needs to be played. Okay, now underneath this we're going to create a V-stack, and inside the V-stack we're going to start with the spacer, so we can push our view all the way down, and this is where we're actually going to show our button. So it's this button right here, that drawing or lighting up the fuse button. So this is the button that we are actually going to create next. So first we're going to create an H stack if view model is drawing, and in that case we're going to create a button and essentially for the action on this button we're going to call finish drawing. Okay, and this button is essentially going to start the fuse. Okay, so light the fuse, and we can display fire emoji here, so fire, there we go. All right, let's set the font as headline, foreground style as white, some padding, background color, and clip shape. Okay, we want to make sure that this button is disabled if the path points are empty. And let's also set the opacity, so we kind of like make this button look a little bit grayed out when the path is not drawn. So let me show you what we're talking about. So as soon as you click on this, as you can see that you have basically this disabled. Now reason when I clicked on it and it became enabled, because the entire canvas is a place where you can draw, and when you light the fuse, actually goes, you can see at this point. All right, so for that reason, basically what we want to do is we want to make it disabled, so user is not drawing or clicking on light the fuse button when there is nothing to draw. Okay, so we're gonna set the view model's opacity property, and if the path points, there you go, is empty, then 0.5 opacity, otherwise 1.0 fully opaque. All right, so this is your if statement. Now the else is when you want to show that draw again button. So else button, and this is going to have basically that the one that has action. Okay, so button action, and then your label. Okay, and in the action we're gonna call reset, essentially resetting all the state in the drawing board, and then for the caption we're gonna have draw again, and let's display an emoji here. Actually this emoji is, that pen emoji was pretty good, but let's use this one. Okay, all right, and let's set the font as headline, foreground style as white, padding, let's set the background as color blue, corner radius as 10. Okay, let's go ahead and format everything, and I have no idea why this is sitting all alone. Okay, there you go. So this is better. Now let's go ahead and add some padding. So let's add some padding at the H stack level. Okay, and this padding is going to be for the bottom, and it is going to be 40 points. Okay, now we are going to go ahead and attach a drag gesture to this view. So let's go ahead and attach a gesture, and we're going to attach a drag gesture. This is to basically create the drawing, and minimum distance we're going to set as 0 inside the coordinate space of local. Okay, now we are only going to track the on change event. So let's go ahead and set the on changed, and the value, the drag value that we get, basically we're going to say if the view model is drawing, then we're going to add a point to that drag location. So value.location, drag location, and we're going to add that point, right? So now our drawing area basically is complete, and now this can provide this functionality where we can essentially drag and draw. Okay, now next up is basically this flame view, the flame that was going from bottom to top, this flame right here, and this is the flame that we're going to create next. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop on to the next video where we're going to create this flame.